This has been an incredible year for Los Angeles. We won the chance to host the Olympics. That gives us a point on the horizon to reimagine where we want to be and who we want to be. Aspirations of being able to move people, build a great economy that includes everybody, keeping the progress that we have going, and to really align everybody for a decade now to create a healthier city, a safer city, a more prosperous city. We certainly aren't perfect. We have problems and challenges that we will confront and I believe will win. LA can lead not only the country, but the world. I think a lot of people don't realize that we've housed as many people as were homeless when I started as mayor. But while we've doubled the pace of housing people, we're up 40%. We now have to make sure that they can come home in the neighborhoods that they know, love, and want to be in. We're hiring 1,000 people to be outreach workers, mental health professionals, housing navigators, work with landlords to find more vacant apartments people can move into, moving ordinances through to have hotels and motels be converted as places that can be used as shelter. And so this coming year, it really is about bringing it to the local level, which means that it's not just going to be the county, it's not just going to be the city, but it has to be everybody, including the state and federal government, but also the neighborhood council, the local resident. We have synagogues and churches that have opened up their parking lots to allow RVs to come off the street to get some basic services and for people to clean themselves up and be able to get to work. It has to be one person and one project at a time. Sometimes they seem small, but each one of those small projects is the fight against homelessness. I think we'll make maybe $500 million from this Olympics because we don't have to build anything. It's one of the reasons we won. But we can put that money into making sure that nobody says in their family, my son or daughter can't play a sport because of the cost. And so starting this summer, we will make sports more and more accessible to all of the children of Los Angeles. But second, it's also a chance for us to build out not just the human infrastructure, but our physical infrastructure. 28 by 28 is our chance to build 28 traffic improvements, rapid transit lines, subways, light rail, busways, paving streets, fixing our freeways by 2028. And then third, I want to make sure everybody prospers from the investments made in 2028, that there are good careers that come out of this, that we have local businesses that get the contracts. And in the next 10 years, I think people are so excited, not just to host the Olympics, but to reimagine the city. Climate change is the biggest challenge of our time, and LA is leading the way. We became the #1 solar city in the country again this past year. Our sustainability plan continues to hit benchmarks. LA is really leading the way and engaging people to do everyday things in their own backyard, in their own home, in their business, to be a part of that sea change as well. We broke ground in what will be the biggest single gift from any family in American history for a museum, with the Lucas Museum of Narrative Art, which will be an exposition park. We hosted the All-Star Game for the NBA on the heels of hosting the NHL All-Star Game. We see museums like the Broad breaking records, MoCA and LACMA making incredible investments. We're seeing, such an amazing renaissance, but I call this really one of the great decades. Just as we had exceptional growth in the 20s and 30s, just as we did in the 1980s when we hosted the Olympics and started our subway, I think that the 10s are going to be one of those decades, the 10s and 20s, here in Los Angeles. We've had more job growth in California, which has had more job growth in the nation. So we have been not just riding the wave, we've been actually pushing that wave forward. We focused in 3 ways. 1, key industries of today and tomorrow that will grow jobs. 2, build out an infrastructure that will make an economy prosper. And 3, make sure nobody's left behind while we're doing that great work. And the first is bearing fruit. Film industry, for instance. We got the film tax credit passed, and already we've seen $5.2 billion of production. Tens of thousands of jobs come back to California, mostly in LA because of that tax credit. But we also know that you can't just focus on industries. If you have an infrastructure that's crumbling, you will lose that leadership. So we're investing in the Port of LA, almost $3 billion, $15 billion in our airport. And that port is breaking records, moving more cargo, creating more jobs. The airport is also just as critical. It's a gateway to investment, a gateway to making sure that people come and visit here as tourists. And that's why we finally will have an LAX that we're proud of. And then of course, transportation. to have 15 new or extended rapid transit lines and $120 billion, that's going to create 800,000 jobs in Southern California over the next 40 years. So we really have to make sure that we're lifting up an economy for everybody while we build that infrastructure and prepare for the jobs of the future. In the midst of this moment, when people think that politics is all about division and subtraction, where we can take away, it's zero-sum game, LA is showing that we're about the politics of addition and of multiplication, that everybody belongs here, that we can help each other. We have some of the smartest, most dedicated, most caring and loving people anywhere on the face of this earth. That's who we are. That's the soul of LA.